Good afternoon, folks. Hi, Phil McPhail here with United Country Lifestyle Properties, Maine. Are you dreaming of a lakefront property in a beautiful, quiet coastal town? Well, if you are, you're going to want to join me today. We're going to take a look at this cottage on grid on beautiful Howard Lake in the town of Robbinston, Maine. Population about 539. So come along with us. We're going to take a tour of the land and the cabin and the outbuildings. Before we look at the property, folks, let me tell you a little bit about the location here in Robbinston. We're about 20 minutes drive from the city of Calais, and that's the largest town around. You got all kinds of shopping there. It's a border town with New Brunswick, Canada. You cross the border into St. Stephen's, take a great day trip over into the Atlantic provinces. Beautiful location there. We're 42 miles north of the city of Machias. Machias is a county seat for Washington County. All kinds of shopping. There's a hospital there. Bangor is about 112 miles, pretty much due west of us. And that's 2 hours and 15 minutes by GPS, mostly across Route 9. Boston's about 345 miles, or about 5.5 hours drive right to this property. Features of this area I want to share with you folks. We're right next to Moosehorn National Wildlife Reserve. That's about 28,000 acres of conserved land. We've got hiking trails there. You've got some vehicle access roads, sightseeing for all kinds of wildlife, wading birds, bald eagles. You can even deer hunt in sections of the National Wildlife area. It's a beautiful part of Maine. You should check that out while you're here in the Robbinston area. We're also only about 6 miles from Passamaquoddy Bay and a boat landing. You can be out in the bay, and in that bay is St. Croix Island National Historic Site. It's one of the first settlements that ever took place. I believe it was a French settlement, and I think they all died, or most of them did, on that island in that long a time ago in a really bitterly cold winter. Atlantic Canada, again, it's about 21 miles from here, so it's really easy to get into the Canadian provinces, crossing and St. Stephen, and we got Campobello Island that you can get out to down through the town of Lubec, across the international bridge there. A lot of things going on in this part of coastal Maine. We also have the Cutler area of public reserve land and the heritage lands down there for hiking along the Bold Coast. Absolutely beautiful part of the state of Maine that doesn't get the traffic that the central and southern coast of Maine does. One of the nice features of this property, folks, is we've got a deck down here, all pressure treated right next to the lake shore, and it is immediately attached to this gazebo, and this is all screened in. Nice building, all pressure treated lumber, screened in. Got one screen that needs to be fixed. It's simple fix here, but sit in here if it gets a little buggy in the evening, if mosquitoes are out, you can get out of them. Nice, hot, sunny days, spend it out there on the pressure-treated deck overlooking the lake. All right, now that we're still down here at the shore, this property is all surveyed out. It's got 200 feet of shore frontage. It's a nice elevated shore here, but there's a couple places you can easily get down to the shore. Great place for a dock, put your boat out, and crystal clear water in this lake. Beautiful swimming right from the dock here. Before we go up and take a look at the cabin and the outbuilding out there, let's talk about Howard Lake. Howard Lake is over 500 acres in size. It's 50 feet deep, crystal clear water here. It's known for brook trout and smallmouth bass. I think the brook trout here, according to the state's website, are all natives. I don't believe it's stocked. I could be wrong. If I am, you can share that in the comments below. And also, this lake has smallmouth bass and brook trout. What kind of fish do you guys prefer to fish for when you get on the water? Share that in the comments down below. All right, this lot again is 2.14 acres. You notice down here on the shore, we've got mostly big spruce, big hemlock, some white pine, beautiful place with white birches scattered through it as well. We also have some sugar maples here. So it's kind of a nice lot between here and the lake. Not much undergrowth, so you got an unobstructed view with a few limbs in the way. That's about it. We've got a gravel path all the way to the shore. Okay, we're up here by the cabin. Before we go look at the cabin, we're going to check out this nice building here, which is kind of a shed. It's 12 feet by 16, plus it's got a 4 by 16 foot overhanging roof on this little deck here. Right now it's just full of storage, but got the overhead door on the other side. It could easily be converted to a little bunkhouse if you needed more sleeping space, hobby room. It's got some nice windows and a regular door in it, and it's also got a great view of the lake. And then over here on the back side of it, there's another 10 by 12 addition that can be used for kayak, canoe storage. We don't have the codes to get in here, folks, so we're not going to look at it today. And it's, like I said, it's full of stuff, but it's a square building, metal roof, wood siding, overhead door, plus a few barn doors here for the the back part of the shed. We're over here in front of the cabin. I just want to show you the exterior features of it first. The cabin sits on a 24 by 24 foot crawl space. It's probably 3.5 feet, 4 feet high. That's fully poured concrete. The rest of the cabin sits on concrete sonotubes on top of blocks and pressure treated wood. The deck over here on the front of the cabin, there's 8 by 12 covered with a roof, and then another 8 by 12 section lakeside that's open deck that you could, barbecue on, whatever you want to do. The building is finished all in vinyl siding, vinyl trim, soffit, metal wrap fascia, and metal roof. Over here on the roadside of the cabin, we've got this really cool 5 by 13 covered deck area, and we've got an outdoor sink here. What a great place to, you're out in the lake, caught a bunch of fish, got to come in and clean them. You don't want to stink up the house with fish. You can flay your bass right out here on this cutting board, rinse them in the sink, take them in, throw them in the deep fryer. Just because you're up to camp doesn't mean you can't have a garden, folks. Up here, we're about 40 feet behind the cabin. We've got several raised beds in here. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 of them, I think. And this is also the area where the well is. We'll see this exposed casing here plumbed into the cabin. What a great place to grow berries. And we got some chives over here, obviously. Still here. Still taste like onion. Yep, they do. This is a nice little area, all screened in so that keeps the deer and most of the rabbits out of it. All right, welcome to the cottage. Well, this is the sunroom you come into when you first get in here. It's a beautiful room, lots of glass. We've got vinyl plank floors throughout most of the cabin. Some really very nicely done beadboard that's had a whitewash put on it. So you got the wood grain, the knots, and everything you can see, but that whitewash kind of lightens up. Now that we're in this front porch, I wanted to show you this air curtain that's over the door. This is kind of an ingenious little item. It's kind of like an airlock for this door as you come in, keeping your heat from running all out. But it also, according to what I read, keeps mosquitoes from coming in and following you in the house. So that's kind of a nice little feature too. Glad I point that out. And over here is the Starlink that we talked about earlier. And as we move into the main part of the cabin, got this beautifully appointed kitchen. Got a brick backsplash, really nicely done. Some quality cabinets throughout the whole cabin. The easy closed doors on them. A double sink. We got a dishwasher, a gas range, microwave, a little stainless steel countertop over here on this little side cabinet. Beautiful kitchen. And then over here, come into the dining area, and we've got plenty of room for 4 here. You could put a bigger table in if you needed it. Great view of the lake out through the windows here. Plus, we got a little bench and desktop here for doing a little bit of work if you're at the cabin. There is a Starlink dish here. I'm not sure if it stays or not. I'll have that in the notes down below when you get to the end of the video. But this is really nice here. Again, we got more beadboard. I think it's all pine. And over into the living room. Big windows on the lakeside. We've got a direct vent propane heating system here, just a propane stove, plus a heat pump for air conditioning and heating. And then the upstairs we'll look at a little later. We'll go check out the bedroom and the bathroom down back. Coming down the hallway from the kitchen, right to my right, we've got this full bathroom in here. It's got a nice step-in shower, which you can see here in the push-through B-roll. We got a stackable washer and dryer in here, a sink, and a flush, and the smoke glass on the window facing the driveway side of the house. Plus, we got a nice little workspace over here next to the laundry. Coming back across into the other side of the cabin, we've got the first bedroom downstairs, the only bedroom downstairs. And here we got, I think this is a queen-size bed. We got some built-in cabinetry, some shelving, all, again, more of a whitewash, but this one's done in a light blue, which looks really nice in here. And then the ceiling's left natural whitewash on that. All right, coming up the stairs, we got some beautiful maple threads here. And again, back to the vinyl plank on the floors. It's the larger of the 2 bedrooms up here. Nice walk-in closet. Beautiful lake views, king-size bed. Again, we got the wood trim plus some drywall accent. This place is just finished beautiful inside. I really like this property. And these are extra large windows, much bigger than your standards. I'm sure they were a custom order. Beautiful upstairs. And then over here, We've got a half bath with a sink and a flush and some storage in here. And then on the far end of the building, we've got another bedroom, a couple of twin beds in here. And you'll notice all the way along the sides, there's knee wall storage on the second floor of the cabin. When we measure the square footage, folks, we use 5 foot of ceiling height for the actual square footage. You do have some additional area below that 5 foot for storage that's not included in that 1,192 square feet that's listed on the property. Hey, folks, thanks for joining me today at 24 Deer Point Road West here in the town of Robbinston. Let's wrap this video up for you. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that like and share button and hit that bell down below. Put on all notifications. Become a subscriber. You won't miss the next video we put out. This property here is priced at $499,900. We got 2.14 acres. Beautiful cottage. The bunkhouse / shed. We got a well, septic, power, beautiful road access, lots of privacy, all set on this pristine lake. If you got any questions, you'd like to come see it, give Suzanne Barrett a call. Her phone number's right over here on the screen. She'd be happy to get you out here, show you this property, and help you buy it.